Buenas noches. I feel like it's Saturday night fight night. Buenas noches. Are you ready to rumble? All right, that's the Chicano version to like Boxing Night on HBO. Um, I am so excited to be here at this very moment, space, and time. Like I've said, it's a blessing. Um, we arrived at the end of our program of our 2 days of celebration, our 2 days of commitment, our 2 days of love, our 2 days of passing it forward so that we can bless others and so our community can keep doing the blessed work. And so we're at this continuous moment of celebration. Before we really get started with our awards, there's a few folks that we want to recognize. I think I have the slide over here. A few folks we definitely want to recognize for their commitment, their sacrifice, their contributions, their love for not just our organization, but to our community and beyond, and its influence. You talk about a sphere of influence. We've done a lot of work in these past few years to really continue the transformational effort of our organization. And that's it was changed for me, right? And that's recognizing our outgoing folks from the board of directors. It really is a labor of love. Really is. We recognize it not just from the board. There's a lot of labor of love as an organization. There are folks who do work for us and it's not paid. It's also making ourselves our contributions as well, monetarily and in time. So it takes a lot. So I want to at this point call our outgoing board of directors members that are here with us today. Oh, yeah. Should I start calling names? All right. First of all, Carmen Martinez Lopez. No, when I joined the board of directors, Carmen like empowered me. She looked at me straight into my soul and said, Cristobal, you're going to help us when it comes to our recruitment of finances and bring financial. I was like, yes, ma'am. And even afterwards, like Victor Sanz is like, Carmen just singled you out. She spoke to my soul. And Carmen has a habit to really empower our community and speak directly. Again, the labor of love. Muchísimas gracias. Gracias por el amor. Felicidades. Gracias. Oh, sí. One more. I'm like, who else do we have back there? Who's next? Who's next? Aurora Kamimura, hermana. Válgame Dios. A whole level of labor of love. It's not just for the organization and our fellows, but she extends the love to our familias, to our communities. Like she's reached out to some of us and said, hey, I know your daughter's in engineering. We have the summer engineering program. Like she always is giving and passing it forward. And so the joke was like, does that include like Youth Hostel Kamimura in Washington, St. Louis, if they get this research opportunity? And the active, continuous love and contribution. So gracias, Aurora, for all your love. Photo takers, mira, it's way back there. All right, there's a few folks we want to make sure we name for the time of contribution. Asara Santiago, our outgoing immediate chair, Alma de Dios, their work that she does for us is immeasurable. And if you see her, please thank her. She has been part of our organization in very transitional moments as to we grow the organization in strategic ways. So make sure you connect with her. Other wonderful people who've also given a lot of love and efforts. Edith Fernandez, comadre from the community. It's wonderful and powerful to connect with students and say, "Oh, I was a mentee of Edith Fernandez." Like, "Oh my God, really?" And then you make connections, and that was for my case, Edith Fernandez in the networks and supporting our community in wonderful ways. As well as Edna Costa Belen, who's really been critical in our financial stability steps to grow and be successful with our programming. So we appreciate the work and contributions. And Marianne Villarreal, who she took on a new role with the American Association of Colleges and Universities and is continuing some of the work there with some of the leadership development efforts. So we want to also thank her. So if you come across these wonderful people, make sure you thank them for their love and commitment. At this point, I'm going to ask our colegas to introduce our awards recipients. Monique Posadas, Carmen Martinez Lopez, and Gloria Martinez Ramos, our colegas on the board. It's all yours.
Move this down just a little bit. We're a little short. So good evening, everyone. My name is Dr. Gloria Martinez Ramos, and I have the pleasure to make the announcement of our first AAHHE awardee of the Alfredo G. de los Santos Jr. Distinguished Leadership Award to Dr. Olivia Grave from the University of California, San Diego. Yes. And she already received her award, but I don't think she's online, right? So congratulations to her.
Good evening, everyone. I have the honor of actually present the award that is on my name, Silvia Hurtado University Faculty Award. It's very strange, but it happens. When you get older in your career, they start recognize you in this way. So anyway, the winner this year, the very important and honorable award goes to Idalis Villanueva Alarcón, a professor at the University of Florida in engineering, a Latina in engineering. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for coordinating me. Oh, do we take a picture? Do we take a picture? Okay. Thank you. Congratulations.
Hola, buenas noches. ¿Me ven? Aquí.
Yes.
Aquí. Bueno, me avisa. Buenas noches. I just want to thank the organizers for giving me this award. I couldn't have done it without their support for initiatives like this, and also for my nominators who believed in me and gave me this award. I know we're in really tumultuous times, and I just want to sort of remind you that all of us are seeds. People always try to bury us, but with the right water and the right sunshine, we grow.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Good evening. It is my pleasure to present the Community College Award. I love community colleges. That is the reason I am presenting this award with love to Osvaldo Roberto Caballero, MBA from the Lone Star College. He's not here with us, but here is, his spirit is here.
So we have two people to award the Early Career Award. The first person is Ángela Pérez Villa from Western Michigan University. Dr. Ángela Pérez Villa, come on up. Congratulations. Yes, yes. And you have you can make some comments.
Buenas noches. Good evening. Thank you so much for this award. I have felt very welcomed and very happy to be in this space. It's my first time in this conference, and it just feels like I have been coming every year. Thank you so much for being so welcoming and creating space for all of us during these difficult times, as the previous awardee said. Yeah, thank you. Muchas gracias.
Congratulations. And the second person is Dr. Mayra Puente from the University of California, Santa Barbara. Mayra. She's coming. She's coming. Right here. Right here. There you go. Congratulations. And you can make some remarks. Congratulations.
That was like a maze to get up here, but shout out to my parents. This is really for them. Shout out farm workers. Thank you so much for providing us with food on our tables. And shout out to Dr. Francis Contreras for nominating me for this award, my mentors, my friends, my colegas. Thank you so much to the community, and shout out 559 Central Valley.
It is my pleasure to present the Doctoral Student Award to Verónica Valencia González.
Hi all. Buenas noches a todas, todos y todes. It's truly humbling to receive this award, and I regret that I can't be there in person with y'all. I'm currently in South Carolina, and yesterday I was part of the organizing committee for Stand Up for Science here in South Carolina. And today I was also at a different rally protesting an anti-DEI bill for the state. And this is just a reminder that the work that we're all doing as scholars, as advocates, doesn't exist in a vacuum. Our research and our leadership and our voices are essential in shaping the policies and institutions that impact our communities. So I want to thank you all for the work that you all are doing. And let's keep going and making sure that these institutions are able to assist other Latinos coming behind us. Thank you again.
Verónica. Congratulations, Verónica. Felicitaciones, Verónica.
Gracias.
We have the second person, the second PhD candidate, Saul Lopez from Marquette University. Saul.
I want to thank AAHHE, thank my family, thank my city, Milwaukee 414, my nominator, Gabriel Velez, my colega, Jackie Black, who's an amazing champion for HSIs in the Midwest. And thank you to all the practitioners, all the luchadores, all the soñadores. Si se puede, estamos juntos y vamos para adelante. Gracias.
All right, now for the real little person. It's my honor to present the Outstanding Support for Hispanic Issues Award that goes to Teresa Patricia Feria Arroyo, and she's coming to us from the University of Texas, Rio Grande Valley.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Estudia, mija, para que tengas más oportunidades de las que yo tuve. Always the words of my mother.
encouraging me so I could continue my school. Besides all the challenges that we have to face, swimming against the current, isn't it? How it feels. They said, todos estamos en el mismo bote. It's not true. Some are in lanchitas, right? So we are like trying to navigate as we can. So thanks to those female role models in my life, I am where I am now. And I'm in the right place because I'm able now to do what my mom always taught me. Help others to find opportunities. Help others to be prepared to navigate against that current and pursue their dreams. So this award, thank you, AAHHE, goes to those role models, my daughters, and all of you. Thank you very much.
And next, we are moving on to the William Aguilar Cultural Arts Award. And this award, these awards are super important because they allow us to imagine a way out of our reality that we have today. So it's my honor and my pleasure to welcome up Victor Escobedo, muralist and artist, local here.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, I guess I need to raise it a little bit. Thank you so much to Alfredo from Latino Cultural Arts Center for just the nomination and the recognition. A lot of what we do out here is on the ground, so it's nice to even be among so many PhDs. So that's great. And I did send a picture, but it's all good. This is what I look like in real life. So thank you. And David is a great artist too. So thank you.
We also have David Ocelotl Garcia, an abstract imaginationism artist as well. Thank you.
Buenas noches. ¿Cómo están? Um, Thank you for this. I feel really honored to be with educators like yourselves. It's really inspiring for me because I grew up here in Colorado in East Denver in a neighborhood called Park Hill. I don't know if you are familiar with that, but I had a really interesting reality, and I won't talk about that, but I wanted to say how it's inspiring because I didn't really grow up with knowing about too much about education or seeing people like myself in sort of these educational roles that are, I think, very important to our society. And so just, being here or seeing you guys here, I know you don't know me, I don't know you either, but I feel that the work you're doing is very important, and it inspires my work as well. And particularly in this sort of, in education, in institutions for, Latinos, Chicanos, and Mexicanos. And it's, there's so much work to do, and I just really admire all the work that you're doing. And I know it's challenging. I hear people talking about, facing these challenges in their own way. And so for me, it's really important to share my culture in my art, because I feel like it's important to know where we come from. And I often focus some of my work, like the fabric, the DNA of my work has a lot to do with where I come from, from Mexico. My parents are from Guanajuato and Guadalajara. And yeah. And I feel really proud about that. And, I'm a big fan of the Mexican muralists, all the amazing muralists. One of my favorite artists, Jorge Camarena. And I didn't grow up with all of that, though. Somehow my reality presented opportunities for me to learn. And every time I've gotten to go to a college, I get so inspired and I feel proud of people I don't know, because I guess I feel like they're my people. You know what I mean? And so I feel proud about that. And I like to show the world how beautiful our culture is, because there's so much of the opposite. So I feel always compelled to show in my own way how important culture is and how important our culture is and how beautiful it is. And it's so amazing, and there's so much knowledge there that we have inside of us, and I think it's clear in many of you, or from what I see in students, is that manifestation of this ancient knowledge that we all have, which is so beautiful. And that's what I like to share in my work. So just thank you for this award. It means a lot to me, because it represents to me the work, you seeing my work, or what the work is. The work speaks for itself in that way. So I'll accept this in that way. And I just want to thank you all for this. Very special to me, and more than I can explain. And also thank LCAC here in Colorado, Alfredo Reyes, for nominating me. And we're trying to do a lot here in Colorado, but it's not easy. It's not easy, and so we definitely need support with that. And I think it's about working together, because I think when we work together, it could be really amazing. So muchas gracias a todos. Hope you enjoyed your days here, and thank you very much. And then thank you to the organization. Gracias.
Okay, so our last award is called the Mildred Garcia Founders Award. And it is Ana Mari Cause or Cause? Is Cause? Dr. Ana Maria Cause, excuse me. She's a professor at the University of Washington, and you can see she's online. She's coming online, and she's already received her award, but you can make remarks from where you're at.
Yes, thank you. So I can't tell you how much I'd love to be there con todos ustedes. I can't think of a more important time for us to be together and in company, but I recently had knee surgery, and I'm not, my mobility is still limited, although it's coming back, and looking forward to being with you in the future. This is so incredibly humbling. I can't begin to tell you how humbling it is to get an award from an organization like yours that's so dedicated to Latino students and Latino leaders, but also the fact that this award is named after Mildred Garcia, who really is an incredible inspiration. And, nobody knew better than her. She had such a profound personal understanding of how education opened doors. And that's what it's all about. Education has the power to transform lives. It's transformed most of our lives, and we want to pass that forward. Several years ago, Dr. Garcia gave an interview, and in it she said, everyone can reach their highest potential if they set their mind to it and if they have mentors. And you really need it. You need both. We know so many students that have passion, that have desire, that have determination, but they also need mentors. I know that it made a huge difference in my life. I'm very lucky. My mentor, his name is Edmund Gordon. He was the first African-American full professor at Yale. He's 103, and he is still mentoring me. And it is so important to have mentors. And I know that this organization is all about having us come together, because when we talk to each other, when we're in each other's company, we make each other stronger. And also about how when we invest in, Latina students, Latinos, Latinas, Latina students, that we're not just investing in Latinos, although we are, we're investing in all of society. And that's something that seems to be that we're forgetting a lot these days, or that some people, not we, that some people are forgetting these days. This is a really difficult time. There's no question. I have to say that, I haven't felt altogether bad about the fact that I've had some good drugs during some of these days. But I really do believe that together we can overcome. Together we are resilient. And I just want to thank you again for this incredible honor and for the incredible dedication de todos que están aquí to make things better for all of us. Muchísimas gracias.
So next, we're gonna go to closing remarks. Dr. Cristobal Rodriguez, no? We're gonna eat and then closing remarks. Okay, let's eat.
Okay, bye-bye.
if some of our award recipients could come up so we can take pictures when you get a chance, please join us. Some of our award recipients are taking pictures now. Please come up so we can take a picture. Awardees. All right. All right. Buen provecho. Bon appetit. First of all, let's our wonderful chefs who provided this amazing comida. I'm gonna have to dance at least for 5 hours. Let's give them a hand. It's either walk for 5 hours or dance for 5 hours. I am like up here right now, but it was tasty. It was wonderful. Gracias. Closing remarks. At my first AAHHE in 2004 in San Diego, in 2004, Leticia Oseguera was present. Hi, Leticia. We were we have some stories, definitely, and we survived. We survived. That's the theme. But I remember hearing my introduction to these first Latino scholar elders who had been at it since the 70s, who had been university presidents like Tomás Arceñaga, Alfredo de los Santos, these first generation of like scholar leaders doing the work. And I'll never forget a common theme. Nothing has changed. We're still in the same fight. And I remember telling myself, or thinking, or asking myself, really more telling myself, what will I be saying at the end of my career? In 40 years. I'm halfway there. And it really struck me last night to hear our STEM keynote, to feel if his work has really been in vain or what we've done. When I talked to him a little bit about that, we ended up hosting him for dinner. And when I think about what has changed, where are we as a community, as a comunidad, and what we're trying to achieve, and I think about my daughters in particular, Emma and Ines, where they will be 20 years from now, or where they will be just in a few years as they are growing their scholarly, intellectual capacity as they go to college. My oldest is in college now. She just started in electrical engineering. The second one's a sophomore in high school. And the one thing that makes me feel proud of our comunidad is that I know that we have indeed made some progress. And here's how I know. That when I started, there was topics and research themes and scholars that yet to have to be into our community, into our academic space, right? So I think about like Antonio Duran and his research contributions, right? My youngest, who identifies as queer, to then have scholarship to read, to see herself, and to be able to think about how do we grow that, right? To learn these concepts and knowledge that scholars like Antonio is sharing, advancing, and growing. To me, that is, and I was mentioning this to Angel, I was looking for Angel, like, give him a shout out. I told him, I was like, you know, when I look around, it's powerful to see scholars contributing, advancing on indigenous concepts, right? One of my good friends, Suni Winchief, was at Montana State. Him and I, like, he's my academic brother in arms, and him and another colleague wrote this piece on deerskin pedagogies and thinking about the lessons from our histories and deerskin pedagogies as a collective voice for our communities. And I think that's the kind of knowledge and scholarship that we can see now that we didn't see 2004. the scholarship that all of you are advancing, the communities that you're advancing, your own identity that you're advancing. To me, we have indeed made progress. And all those, in these times, you know, my time with the White House Commission, the reason I went into policy feeling like we are in a fight. We have to transform the system. But when you're in those spaces and trying to be mindful and trying to be part of a collective, yeah, it's a fight. We're still in that same struggle for access, for fairness, for equal opportunity, for equity, for inclusion. We're very much in that same fight. But when I look around this room, when I look at your scholarship, when I look at your voices, when I am humbled, I'm looking at Stacy because she humbles me a lot. But I love it as an hermana. No, I love it. It makes me proud. And I can't help to think where your work's going to be in the intersectionality of MSIs and our identities, our Afro-Latinidad. To me, that's powerful. That's our work. And we will do our best to continue to advance that work and advance our community, because that's why I did it, to say, we're in a fight. I want to be in it. I'm going to transform the system. We have a lot of work to do. And to me, it's been a true blessing to be humbled and to learn with you all. And if I can do anything for any one of you at any time, it really is a blessing to serve and to be of service. So thank you for allowing me this blessing. All right. Stacy, you got me emotional. Man. I'm excited about the future as well. Hermana Marisa. I'm just excited about San Diego, first of all. And I was trying, who's going to be the next chair? Who's going to run? So last summer, I was like, I hope I inspired you. I was like, okay, how do I get Marisa? I was like, yo, Marisa, just think about this. If you're the chair, it's going to be at San Diego State. Who's going to? But it's also about what Marisa represents. It's also about her scholarship. It's also about the love that she has for our community to keep growing it. Right? And that's what makes me excited about our future, because I know it'll keep growing and evolving. So I want to ask Marisa to come up here, but I also want to present you with something. Where are we? Where's the little presentation? Where are we? Lucia, where's Lucia? Oh, there, where's the little? There it is. A water to keep yourself hydrated. Oh, hold on, let me play for you.
All right.
While officially the transition doesn't happen until the end of June or beginning of or July, when this is our representation of, we pass on the voice, we pass on your leadership, we pass on your work, your inspiration. It's your turn.
Yay.
Lead us.
All right. Well, thank you. Thank you, hermano. I appreciate your guidance as well. Where'd you go? Okay, he's fine. He's all right, bye. No, well, thank you. Your guidance, your support. Okay, pues bye, or whatever. All right, well, hello. First off, happy International Women's Day to all my hermanas out here. Woo! And just so honored to be here. And before I get into my little spiel, I do want to do something that I've seen at other conference spaces, and it's something that we do, like kind of like good news, where we celebrate, like, you know, who's here, what accomplishments, right? And so I'm gonna ask y'all to raise your hand so we can celebrate each other. So I want to first ask, who are the first time attendees here? Wow, look at that. That is amazing. Oh my gosh, thank you so much for being here. What about, this is just a selfish question for me. How many of y'all are products of the community college? Okay. Okay, do we have any undergrads here? Woo! Amazing. Okay, master students? Okay, woo! Our doctoral students? Yay! Well, stand up if you can. Okay, do we have any newly minted doctors in the house? Like recent PhDs? Okay. Stand up if you can. Felicidades, that's amazing. Did anybody earn tenure promotion recently? Woo! Hey. Did anybody land a new job recently? Okay, okay. Does anybody land any new grants that have not been taken away? Any new grants? All right, grants. Well, I know, saving grants. What about publications? Come on, Antonio. Yeah. Okay. And last one I have, any birthdays? I know there's a birthday. Yeah, happy birthday. Yes, happy birthday. Okay, so let me, so thank you all. I really love doing that just because I think, we're if you haven't had a chance to meet everybody in the room, I think it's nice to just celebrate where we are. So, okay, I'm gonna go on with my little spiel. I'm gonna just say that, I'm so happy to be here. And earlier I was sitting with my hermana Susana Munoz. Are you still here? Oh, yes. And so we were talking about just leadership, and she said, you said something that you're like, I lead with my heart. And I was like, oh my God, me too. And so I'm a big chiona because of that. So I'm going to apologize to you all. You're going to see me and hear me crying. You're going to, that's just who I am. So, so I just want to say, it's an honor and it's a privilege to be here and to, oh man, I'm going to start. So to serve as the next chair of AAHHE. As a community, we've gathered in this space, not just as scholars, but as, oh man, okay. But as descendants of histories, right, that are rooted in struggle and resilience. And, earlier today, we heard from Dr. Michael Benitez extending a call for us to consider this epistemic reframing of things, right? And as we reimagine our future. And I was really intrigued by this concept. And so I did some Googling and I was just like, okay. And so I was like, yeah, epistemology. And I remember the first time I really came to understand the term epistemology, right? And so there was this professor I had when I was an undergrad, Dr. Ron Takaki, and he broke down epistemology and saying, epistemology is asking, how do you know what you know? And I was like, oh, that's good, right? And I asked my students, I was like, how do you know what you know? And so I think about that and the way that, questioning what informs knowledge, right? Who informs knowledge and who's allowed to determine what constitutes knowledge? Sorry, I need some water up here. So epistemic reframing, right, is this idea of questioning, reshaping, expanding how we understand knowledge. And it has become, once again, really incredibly important during this time when our knowledge is, is experiencing erasure. But, right, that erasure isn't new. Our ancestors from, times of colonization to now have fought for, physical survival and survival of ideas. Sorry, y'all, I'm the worst. Okay. Okay. Survival of ideas, our voices, our truths. Thank you. And have taught us, right, that our stories, our histories, our lived experiences are not just relevant, but they're worthy, they're valid. And, I think as our community's always been resilient. I'm gonna have to cut this off because I can't keep reading this, but as educators, right, as activists, as leaders, we are that manifestation of these generations of struggle and triumph. And I've just been in so many conversations throughout these last 2 days, just hearing how, about the struggle that we've been in. And what I've appreciated about our speakers is that, they continue to remind us that this fight's not over, that we're still here. And, just thinking about how revolutionary it is to be in this space And so I want to say that, as a community college scholar, I know I keep saying that over and over. I want to highlight, just also the profound impact that community colleges have in supporting our Latina students. And as I shared during our pre-conference, it's just that our campuses are not just institutions of learning, but they're lifelines. They are gateways to opportunity, to economic mobility, to social transformation for our communities. And so, as leaders in higher education, I want us to be unwavering, in our commitment to advancing our success. And so, I think about what this looks like, and some of my colleagues know that, I was on our Senate leadership. I don't know how many of y'all are on your academic senates, but that was a space where I realized how powerful it was to be in a space where policies are being made at your institutions. And when you're not at those, in those spaces and having a voice, that's when decisions are made. And all of a sudden, the policy comes down the pipeline and you're like, wait, what? Who made this decision? Who was there? And so, I want to just invite you, right, to step boldly into leadership roles when possible. And when you get there, extend those invitations for others to join. And so, okay, yeah, my Chionanes is going to end right now, y'all. So I hope that our time together, has served as a reminder of our collective power, that we have to transform our institutions, our communities, the lives of our students. And I look forward to being in community with all of you for the next, several years and whatever more years I have in my career. Oh, mira, okay. So before that, I just want to thank, our sponsors again, our hosts here at MSU Denver, and just everyone, all of you who've traveled to be here. And so thank you so much. And excited to welcome you all to San Diego next year. So we'll be in my house. So, just looking forward to the party, to the celebrations, to all of the amazing, work that we're going to continue doing. And so, yeah, thank you for putting up with my chionanes, but yay, okay. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Oh, my clicker? My water? What about it? Oh, pues, but it's empty. Okay. What? Well, okay. So, let me introduce, as we're getting ready for the next conference, I want to invite our next co-chairs to come up to the stage to provide us with some, just tell us about what your plans are. So I want to invite Lázaro Camacho and Cynthia Villarreal, will be here on behalf of you. Okay. Give it up. Woo! Mayuan, please, should I play your walk-on music too? All right. You hear it? Okay. All right.
All right, that's what we got. So, Marisa, thank you so much. Cristóbal, thank you so much. So if you were with us yesterday, when we did our opening remarks, you noticed that I was standing to the side and Antonio was standing in front of the podium. And so I see this as a symbolic sort of transition, changing of the guard, the switching of positions, right? And so really quickly, while I know many of you in this space, and I've been fortunate enough to get to meet so many more of you over this weekend, allow me to formally introduce myself as Dr. Lázaro Camacho Jr., he, him, él. I'm an assistant professor of college student personnel in the Feinstein College of Education at the University of Rhode Island. I'm a second generation Puerto Rican kid from the West End of Providence, Rhode Island. A historically diverse but low-income neighborhood where folks don't get to go to school, right? And so I've had the chance to sort of navigate this weekend in conversations with folks about sort of these educational journeys. And I think AAHHE has represented that for me in so many ways. This is my third year participating with the organization in a formal capacity. I joined the committee, the conference summer committee 3 years ago, and look where I'm at now. So you too can be a conference co-chair. Exactly. I want to genuinely thank you all for joining us in this important space of fellowship, mentorship, and communal healing. In particular, I want to take a moment to thank AAHHE, the organization at large, the board, our amazing staff that helped make all of this possible, our fellowship leaders team, and in particular, I want to thank Dr. Antonio Duran. Antonio, your leadership and vision as a conference planning committee chair and as a board member has been incredibly impactful and important to me, and I think to so many folks in this space and across the organization. I want to thank you for all that you have done and for all that you will do. And before we transition you out, I would love to offer you just an opportunity to sort of offer one final opportunity to address our group as our chair.
I'll keep it brief. When I first came to AAHHE, I felt really out of place. And that's not a story that we oftentimes talk about. I felt as though my queerness was rendered invisible within my own community. And it was really hard for me to think about a pathway moving forward, though I saw the potential. And I am very happy to say that I think that potential has only grown in recent years. I want to give a special shout out to all of the women, queer and trans folks, indigenous peoples, Afro-Latinx peoples who have continued to labor for this organization, even when they didn't feel loved by it. AAHHE is that much more better with you being here. So thank you, and I cannot wait to see what the next 20 years looks like for this organization.
And as a very small but formal token of our appreciation for the amazing work and the amazing work that you will continue to offer, we want to offer this very small token of appreciation to you. Thank you. All right, folks. So my goal before I leave you all today and release you to continue in the fellowship and in the community and in the opportunities to be with each other in meaningful ways, I want to set the tone a little bit for how I hope we'll continue all of the amazing work that we've been doing into this next year, into this coming year, and how I hope to, in some small ways, inspire folks to maintain the work that we've been doing and the momentum that we've gained over the last several years. Antonio mentioned yesterday that our conference theme, Reconciling Our Past, Challenging the Present, Shaping Equitable Futures, Advancing the Next 20 Years of Latinx AAHHE communities, was not just about the last 20 years, but even more importantly, about the next 20 years. I want to pick up on that second half of our conference title and theme and invite you to think about the future. In doing so, I offer the following thoughts. With the proliferation of anti-DEIJ policies, guidance, and threats, higher education institutions are forced to question their values, question legality, and make hard decisions. We're seeing different post-secondary institutions make very different decisions regarding important contemporary issues. Issues related to access and retention, praxis-based practical experiences, and the mental and spiritual wellness of students, faculty, staff, and other educators. As we look at the next 20 years, I call on AAHHE and other higher education educators to connect, collaborate, and share best practices in resisting oppressive practice guidance in ways that sustain our humanity. There's a longstanding best practice in student affairs that requires that we not silo our efforts for student success and support. We've agreed that doing so stifles the needs of students. In a similar fashion, we must not silo our efforts to be collaborative and inclusive in our facilitation of important conversations central to DEIJ. Operating in this way only harms students, faculty, staff, and stifles the profession of higher education and student affairs at large. AAHHE has an obligation to stand in solidarity and not be divisive in our approaches to doing equity work. If we allow our ideological stances to divide and criticize each other for not doing enough or the right type of equity and justice praxis, we remain dangerously siloed in our efforts. Divisiveness among us only gives easy venues for anti-DEIJ movements to take hold. Given this call for solidarity and collaboration, I invite you to consider your sense of power as conceptualized by our earlier plenary speaker, Michael Benitez, right? To think about the steps you choose to take in the next year and moving towards the next 20 years. Moving forward, what could critical action look like for you, right? You may not know the answer to this question just yet, but as a shameless plug, I extend an invitation to you to join me this summer in an opportunity to serve as a conference planning committee member. It has been our amazing planning committee members who have made it possible to engage in so many meaningful ways. In extending this invitation, I would be remiss if I did not introduce our newest conference planning committee co-chair, Doctora Cynthia Villarreal, Assistant Professor, Educational Leadership, Northern Arizona University. She couldn't join us this weekend, but she's super excited to serve in this role. Calls for the planning committee will go out in the coming weeks. Please feel free to reach out to me directly with any questions. Again, I just want to thank you so much for being here. Thank you for the energy. Thank you for the fellowship, for the community. Please take advantage of the time that you have left with us, and I wish you the safest journey home. Thank you again.
I thought you left.
No, well, yeah, yeah, just one, I just want to do one thing. I want to thank our wonderful partners, our representatives by AMC, more specifically, Lucia. Your love, commitment to our community is priceless. I know this year has been tough for you personally. Y con todo el corazón, muchísimas gracias for all your contributions to our comunidad. Gracias. How's that?
That's true. I know. Okay. And also just shout, I mean, it's Lucia and our team, right? And they're in the back. So Kayla and Chrissy, thank you for holding it down here for us. All right. And all the tech support, thank you in the house. Thank you for keeping us going. All right. Well, just one more reminder, take a picture so you don't forget, put in your calendars right now. So we're ready, start booking your flights. And then as we just wrap up, we do have a post-conference survey just to get some feedback from you all. Just, tell us what we can do for next year. Y'all got it? Okay. Good, good. Listo? Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to close this back out with some Bad Bunny and yeah. Oh, that's it. Okay. Well, thank you all so much. Safe travels back home. Enjoy the rest of your nights and gracias.